Should you give up your Z Fold 4 and pick up the S23 Ultra? This is a question I've been getting a lot of quite recently, and I decided what better way to answer this question than in the form of a video. While I will admit the S23 Ultra does look enticing, there are many reasons why I refuse to give up the Z Fold 4, all of which we'll discuss in this video. How's it going, everyone? My name is RJ, and if you're on the fence of deciding whether or not quote-unquote upgrading to the new S23 Ultra from the Z Fold 4 is worth it or not, then this video is for you. Before we do begin, after watching this video, if you're still interested in the S23 Ultra, then I got an exclusive pre-order offer for you guys. If you do pre-order now, you can save up to $830 on a new S23 Ultra, all while getting a free storage upgrade and $100 in Samsung credit. Plus, if you do pre-order using my link in the description below, then you'll get an extra $50 in Samsung credit just for using my link. That's a total of $150 in Samsung credit. The Z Fold 4, in my opinion, is truly the future of smartphones. And let me tell you, a few months ago, I wasn't a firm believer in the future of foldables as a whole. But after having used the Z Fold 4 for well over 4 months now, I can now confidently say that this phone has completely changed my mind for the better. Okay, let's be real here for a second. With the S23 Ultra, you're looking at another recycled version of the S22 Ultra. Now, I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing. In fact, I do think it's a very smart business decision on Samsung's part to go the Apple route. Smartphone designs have peaked in my opinion, and to me the S22 Ultra had one of the best designs I've ever seen on a smartphone, especially in that phantom black color. I absolutely love that color. So Samsung recycling an already popular design is the right move in my opinion. But on the other hand, to me at least, rectangular slabs of glass have become boring. If you're watching this, then there's a high chance that you're probably a tech enthusiast like myself. And for us, this is where a foldable like the Z Fold 4 comes into play. When you're holding this phone in your hands, you feel like you're holding the future. You feel like you really do understand the direction in which Samsung is headed. Innovation is not dead. Samsung keeps on trying new things each and every single year, which I really do respect. In an era where companies like Apple have become complacent, Samsung keeps pushing the boundaries of what a smartphone can be. Whenever I entertain a question about the Fold 4, durability always comes into question. And I totally get it, because you're paying a lot of money for a phone that folds. So inevitably, questions about durability will always come up. For myself personally, I haven't had any durability issues over the past 4 months. Unfolding and folding this phone feels the same as the first day I got it. I still feel a good amount of resistance when unfolding this phone, which ultimately is a testament to how well the hinge has held up. You're probably wondering, what about the crease? Honestly, it really doesn't bother me or even get in the way of me consuming content. I have used this analogy before in the past and I use it again. A great analogy is your brain doesn't see your nose because your brain simply ignores it. While your nose is always in your field of vision, your brain filters it out because it's simply not information you need to function on a day-to-day basis. In a very similar sense, my brain has learned to ignore the crease on the Z Fold 4. It's become completely accustomed to it. Now I'm at a point where it's absolutely a non-issue. And I bet right now you can't help but look down at your nose. Before we continue, if you guys are enjoying this video, then I would really appreciate it if you guys could drop a like on this video. And of course, subscribe to the channel. I will be picking up the S23 Ultra for review purposes, so stay tuned for that. With the Z Fold 4, you get versatility. That's something the S23 Ultra cannot offer. The fact that I'm able to unfold a 6.1-inch cover screen to unveil a massive 7.6-inch AMOLED panel is still remarkable to me. To me, that's innovation. You see, the beauty of the Fold 4 is in its versatility. Ever so often, I can go 2-3 days without ever unfolding my phone, especially if it is a very hectic day and I don't have any downtime to myself. And then on the flip side, there are some full-on days where I take complete advantage of all of the screen real estate. Meaning, I'll have my emails open in one corner, I'll have a YouTube video playing on another corner, and I'll just be scrolling through Twitter, catching up on everything that I missed. And then there are some days where I just kick back and play a movie on Netflix, and I'm really able to immerse myself in the content that I'm watching thanks to the 7.6-inch panel. You really don't want to be giving up all of the screen real estate and versatility just to go back to a regular 6.8-inch panel like what's found on the S23 Ultra. Pricing wise, now might be the time to pick up a Z Fold 4. There are some stellar deals right now at Best Buy and also Samsung.com, where you can snag a 512GB variant of the Z Fold 4 for around $500 off. This new pricing does undercut the S23 Ultra by quite a significant amount. So if you were looking to get your hands on a foldable and you were waiting patiently for the price to drop, now is the time. I'll drop some affiliate links for you guys in the description below if you are interested. Trying to find a solid case for the Z Fold 4 is a much tougher task than deciding between the Fold 4 or the S23 Ultra. I'm sure some of you guys have experienced this because Fold 4 cases are a tough make for companies. And in my experience, even with reputable case companies, the Fold 4 cases haven't been the greatest. But today I do have a solution for you guys along with a 15% discount code just for watching this video. Introducing Casetify impact cases for the Z Fold 4. Impact cases do feature shock absorption technology called EcoShot, and they do offer 4 feet of drop protection. These cases do have raised bezels for screen protection along the inner and the outer display, and impact cases are completely compatible with wireless charging. The best part is, impact cases are made from 65% recycled and plant-based materials and shipped to you in 100% recycled packaging. You have the option to choose from various prints to find a style that fits your unique vibe. Or you can personalize your phone case by adding your name or unique monogram for a truly customizable experience. I've been using impact cases on my Z Fold 4 and I think they're absolutely fantastic. They feel slim and sleek in the hands, all while offering pretty decent protection. So head on over to casetify.com/rjtech or use the link in the description below and you'll automatically get a 15% discount upon checkout. And thanks to Casetify for sponsoring this video. Now let's talk about the cameras. We all want the best cameras possible on our smartphones, and this could be a good reason to deter you away from the Fold 4. A big marketing strategy with the S23 Ultra is that new 200 megapixel sensor. This is made possible thanks to a new image signal processor called the ISOCELL HP2. A 200 megapixel sensor on a Samsung flagship sounds fantastic. Before images shot on the S23 Ultra came out, I was calling it a marketing ploy. But man, some of these early images look absolutely fantastic. Despite the Twitter compression, you can still see that the detail of some of these shots are incredible. It's still early, but the images do look promising. I am a tad bit concerned though, because we could potentially see a lot more noise being introduced with low lighting conditions, just due to how pixel dense the sensor is. Now, a valid argument to this could be that when shooting an 8K video, we'll now be able to shoot with no crop. But in my experience, a 50 megapixel sensor can do pretty much everything a 200 megapixel sensor can do. It can also shoot in 8K with no crop, it can shoot 4K video, and 12.5 megapixel bin shots. All of this with 1.4 pixel binning. Now, if Samsung had made a 1-inch sensor, then a 200 megapixel main lens could have made sense. Not to mention shutter lag. Samsung flagships already tend to struggle with shutter lag, so the shutter lag on the S23 Ultra could be a little bit worse. But on the Z Fold 4, I haven't really experienced any shutter lag. But for now, I will hold off on further judgment until I do get that phone in my hands, so make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel because you don't want to miss my S23 Ultra videos. That's not to say the Z Fold 4 doesn't have a great camera system. Sure, it's not equipped with the best camera Samsung has to offer, but it's more than good enough for the average individual, trust me. This past October, I traveled to Korea for the first time and I took nothing but the Z Fold 4's cameras with me, and this camera absolutely crushed it. The 50 megapixel main sensor was more than good enough in different lighting conditions. Take a look at these pictures. They all came out fantastic. I even shot a day in the life video. It's sort of like a travel vlog with this phone, and once again, the versatility really came through. Being able to shoot 4K video on the main camera all while using the cover screen as a viewfinder to keep myself in frame was actually very helpful, especially in creating travel vlogs such as this one. While the battery life on the Z Fold 4 has improved considerably since I've gotten it through updates, the S23 Ultra is inevitably going to give you better screen on times. Early reports are coming out that some people are getting close to or even better than iPhone 14 Pro Max screen on times. Now that is incredible screen on times. I'm talking about 8 to 9 hours. If this is true, it's a testament to the efficiency of the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor and also the new cooling mechanisms within the S23 Ultra. I am assuming the S23 Ultra will get around an hour to an hour and a half more of screen on time in comparison to the Fold 4. Right now, I'm averaging around 6 hours of screen on time with the Z Fold 4 on a 5G network. Just about enough to get me through a full days of usage. On days where I'm not using the inner display as much, I can easily get around 7 hours of screen on time with plenty of battery to spare for the rest of my day. Now, if you're someone like myself that regularly relies on the S Pen, then there is no question about it, the Z Fold 4 is the better buy. You get all of this screen real estate to take down notes, to write down your schedule, or even brainstorm a few ideas by sketching it out. With the S22 Ultra, I just felt like using the S Pen on a curved 6.8-inch panel was such a crammed and unpleasant writing experience. Productivity-wise, the Z Fold 4 really has no competition on the market, and it should be on the top of your list for utility purposes. There's no denying it, performance-wise, the S23 Ultra will deliver. Now with a more efficient chipset and 12GB of RAM, it's looking like an absolute beast in the performance department, especially when it does come to gaming. While the gaming performance will be better on the S23 Ultra, the gaming experience might be better for you on the Z Fold 4. I play a lot of League of Legends Wild Rift on my Z Fold 4, and using the 7.6-inch display to take down those turrets, get a pentakill, and ultimately win the game is such an exhilarating experience on the Fold 4 that no other phone can provide. The Fold 4 is not too big where your gaming experience is uncomfortable, but at the same time, it's not too small where you could easily replace it with a 6.8-inch panel and not miss the experience. At the end of the day, the choice is ultimately up to you. But if it were up to me and I had to make a decision between the Fold 4 and the S23 Ultra, I would keep my Z Fold 4 or go out and get a new one, especially now that the price of a Z Fold 4 are coming down by a good amount. So let me know down in the comments below whether or not you agree with my take on the Z Fold 4. Don't forget to check out the links in the description below. And if you guys want to learn more about the Z Fold 4, make sure to watch my full review. I'll link it for you guys somewhere around here. As always, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to flex or fold with your tech.